Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about an important message. Every single day I bring something to you, but today I have something special. It's coming with the symbol of number sequence 222. And it is actually a sign of hope. It's a sign of balance, of harmony, of life choices, of commitment, compromise, and trust. But it's also much more. When we go deeper into it, we may recognize that it's a reflection of our inner spirit. You know, the inner spirit, the energy that is giving you life. It's all about balance. It's all about harmony. It's about strength. It's about ability to achieve your goals. It's about seeing your vision of the future clearly so you can make the necessary steps towards there, right? So if you're facing with important decisions, conflicts, or any changes in your life, this message is for you today. Today I'm also sharing with you my latest painting, the dragon. This one is really special because it was spontaneous. I wasn't thinking about painting a dragon. I wasn't thinking about the message that the painting is bringing to you. But when the painting was finished, I've noticed that it holds within such a powerful message that I want to share it with you today. I will share it with you later. So until then, enjoy in the process of it. But before that, I want to remind you that if you're watching this video right now, you're on the right path. If you're watching this, it's your sign that your path is perfectly aligning in front of you. Everything you're facing with right now, you just need to face with it. Like there is no other way. Whatever you would choose in life, you would need to face with what is finding you right now. So I want to remind you that whatever is manifesting in this moment for you, it's meant to be. So stop worrying of how can things go wrong, but rather focus on what if they go right. Because your thoughts drive your decisions, and your decisions are determining the results you're making. And when you think about the possibility that something you want can happen, you raise your head up, you feel empowered, and therefore your inspiration to do something that can help you to overcome the challenge hits you, to take action towards where you want to be. And what you need to overcome will happen by itself. So, my friends, all is well. I know it's not easy often, and we're all dealing with different things. But once we recognize that we are supported, that if we are able to detach from that analytical mind that is always searching for the problems because we are wired that way, we'll be able to see the possibilities. We'll be able to see open doors that are always present beyond our limited beliefs. So we need to learn to have a greater trust than the reason, right? To have a brighter trust than reason. Because often we may find so many reasons why it's not possible. We may find so many reasons why we can't do it, why we can't talk with that person, right? Sometimes we may find anxiety and we say, well, I'm not a social person, I can't go there, I can't talk with those people, I can't film myself in front of the camera, even though I have a message to share with people. I feel anxious, I feel afraid, and that may be a great reason. Do you feel that reason? That reason is there because your shadow side is unshaped. And it's up on you to shape it, right? To overcome what there needs to be overcome so your soul can grow and expand. So you see, all the challenges and unpleasant experiences that are finding you are there so you can move through it, because that's how the soul is growing and expanding. So we need to become aware of it, because once we recognize that, our will becomes stronger than doubt, any doubt. And we recognize that the true power is in learning how to detach here and there from that analytical perspective, so we can in tune with our heart's desires. And heart's desires are not those kind of desires when we're thinking about certain financial situation, certain relationships, and so on. Those things will happen by itself. Heart's desires are usually when you feel who you can become. You know, when you feel what's the greatest possible expression of you. When you feel the greatest possible outcome that can happen on the world. When you feel that if you would share what you have within could have a positive impact on people around you. When you feel those things, everything that you will need on the path to make it happen will find you by itself. Of course, then we can use our creative minds and we design certain goals like financial goals, relationship goals, health goals, and anything else. And that's how we start, investing our creative energy so the right results can find us. But like I mentioned yesterday, don't focus all of your energy onto those goals, because one day you will reach them. And once you will reach them, you will feel like there's nothing more to reach. And that's where people lose motivation, they lose drive, they lose inspiration, and they get stuck. And we all get at some point to that level, because it is like, again, we reach certain goals and it's time to upgrade ourselves, right? It's time to step to the next stage. And I'm sure you've been there before, on that moment where you've recognized that there's nothing more to do. You felt uninspired, you felt unmotivated. But deep inside of you, you felt hope that was maybe really gentle. Sometimes we sense that force of hope, of bravery, of integrity, like a little tiny voice that starts saying to us that we need to change something, that we need to maybe redirect ourselves, or we need to pause ourselves, like stop forcing that thing that is clearly not working. Whatever you're doing, stop forcing that relationship to work, because maybe you've just come to the finish point with that relationship and it's time for you to let go of it so we can make space for greater relationships. On our limited perspective, on that limited mind has certain ideas what we think that is the best for us. But the universe has much bigger plan for you, and that bigger plan can only unfold if you make space for it in your life. So how to make space for that bigger plan? You need to recognize what is not working for you anymore and slowly let go of it. And it's not an easy process. Letting go of something, we may wonder how to let go. More I'm thinking about it, harder it is to let go of it. Right? So we need to ask ourselves, what is bringing me a sense of joy right at this moment? What is bringing me a sense of joy right at this moment so I can focus on that more often? Because joy is filling up your soul with light. It is filling up your cup with light. And once your cup gets full or filled with light, you have something to share, right? You have something to give. And once you have something to give, you will naturally find ways how to give, how to share yourself, how to help somebody. Often people write me like, I want to help people, but I don't know how. I don't know what could I give. I don't know what I would share. It just means that your cup is not full yet. It means that you're lacking that light, that you're not paying attention much. So you need to pay attention more to your inner self. Not so much, of course, take care of your physical self. Take care that your body is ready, that you're active, that you're stretching your muscles so the tension can be released. Take care that you're spending time in nature. That's all important. But what about your spirit? Can you spend some time alone? Is it hard for you to be alone? Because that's what we need to master. Being okay with being alone. You know, not just grabbing the phone and distracting yourself, but go into yourself. What your heart has to say right now. Where you feel naturally drawn to. Is there a certain joy that is calling you? Is there a certain dream that is calling you? You can only become aware of it once you take time for yourself, right? That's why I mentioned to you that you are on the right path, because there is only the path for you that will help you to grow. But if you're constantly holding to something from the past, you're blocking your growth, you're blocking your expansion. So I've made this message with the number 222, a sign of hope, a sign of balance, a sign of harmony, and life choices. It's all about choices, my friends. On moment by moment basis, how many choices we are making, right? Always choosing something. Often we choose things unconsciously. Often we choose things out of pleasures. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're choosing something out of pleasure, also choose something out of your heart so you can make balance. So you see, it's not that we should just avoid pleasures, that we should just stop negative thinking and we should just let go of everything material. It's all about balance. Just become aware. If you're doing something of this, also do something of that. If you're taking care of your physical body, also take care of your spirit. If you're taking care of your mindset, also take care of your emotions. If you're taking care of your vision for the future, also take care of your actions in the present moment. And that's how we create that beautiful balance. And this painting that I'm sharing today with you is all about paint. It's all about balance. So at the end, you will see there are two pyramids. And inside the top pyramid, there's a rose growing within it. And around it, there's a dragon. So I want to share a story that is coming with this painting. So the two pyramids represent the seen and unseen worlds of an individual. The top one is how we show up to the world. Usually, making sure that all is well, everything looks perfect, we put that smile on, we show up like everything is great, that we are completely okay, you know what I mean. And then there's the lower pyramid. And the lower one is structured, but you can see it's quite unshaped. It's unshaped rock. That one represents the unseen aspect of us, our emotions, our mental health, our traumas from the past, fears, and so on. It's below because it's the pillar on which we build our outlook. It's the shadow side of us. And we know that if a pillar is not well shaped, whatever is put on top of it will be hard to bear. And we know that, right? When we have so much of traumas, like the fears we haven't faced with, or certain emotional imbalance, it's hard to wear a fake mask, right? It's hard to bear it. It's hard to communicate with people. It's hard to do something that we love to do if there's too much of tension happening within us. That's why this part of us is kind of unshaped. And it doesn't matter how we look on the outside. That image is always built on the pillar of the unseen self. So whatever mask you put on, it will always be on that unseen self. And then the rose inside the top pyramid represents the soul of an individual that's growing and expanding while moving through the process of self-awareness and starting to take care of the shadow side, the unfamiliar self. So more we are shaping that unfamiliar self, more we are becoming familiar with our shadow side, more our soul is growing and expanding. In this case of the painting, the rose is growing and expanding. And then the dragon here, as you may find out, represents that force of bravery and integrity that is always reminding you to balance yourself. When you get lost in the perfection of the outlook, remember to also take care of your inner nature. And when you get lost in your inner world, sometimes you may get lost in certain emotional tension or in certain trauma or anxiety. There's a voice that is reminding you to go outside and expose yourself and face your fears. That is how we begin sculpting the lower pyramid and achieving the required balance. So dragon here represents that force that is always, not that it is just trying to put us back in balance, it is always calling us to get back in balance. And the balance must take place. And I believe that this is the key to a life of fulfillment. So my friends, may your shadows and unshaped, unfamiliar nature be fertile for your soul to grow. And may your outlook be an expression of the growth you went through. May you always be in touch with the force of bravery and integrity with grace inside your beautiful heart. And this is it, my friends, for today. So I will leave you here with the painting. I hope you've enjoyed today's message. I hope it can uplift you a little bit, so you can see the light that was always there. Sometimes we get lost in that darkness, and we may find nothing else but reasons to stop, to quit, to give up. But more we detach from that analytical mind in those moments, we'll also lower down the strength of those heavy emotions, and we'll in tune with that dragon that is calling you for change, that is calling you to do what feels unpleasant, to do what you're afraid of, to embody that bravery and integrity, and tap deeper into the beauty of your heart. There's grace within you, and you know that it's there, so it's time for you to become it. My friends, this is it for today. Have a beautiful day. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. To everyone who would love to get prints of it, you can find it in the link in the description or on my Etsy shop, I Draw My Passion. Go there and check it out. Also, to everyone who needs some daily reminders, go and check out my Instagram page, AttractPassion, where you can find daily messages. And my other Instagram page, I Draw My Passion, where you can find my art gallery. See you there. Till next time, one love.